Okay, hello viewers. My name is Ndidi Adekule. My husband and myself have decided to chip in on the narrative, on the current narrative regarding marriage reconciliation, restoration, happiness generally in marriages, in Christian marriages. The question is, does God still restore marriages? Is God in the business of marriage restoration? Considering situations such as divorce, separation, there's so many these days, we see them everywhere these days in Christian homes. Should it be so? And if it is so, if that is our reality, that is our current reality, how does a Christian of today deal? What tools do we have? What skills are we learning? What do we know? What knowledge do we have? What insight do we have to deal with marriage matters, to reconcile homes, to help us in marriage reconciliation, restoration, to bring marriage the way God meant it, in God, the way it is in the heart of God, in the mind of God concerning marriages? How do we bring that about in our own experiences, in our own homes, in the current day, in the present day of the times in which we live? So, does it still happen? My husband and I have experienced marriage restoration. We experienced separation, painful separation, and today we're back together. We're willing. We've come to that place where we're willing to share from our own insight, from what we know, from what we've learned. Also to share our several resources. Our resources are the insight that the Lord taught us um, as we went through that painful experience and came right out of it. Not only did we learn those, we've also had the privilege to share some of these things with quite a number of other people who have also gleaned from the things that we have to say, from the insight that we learned, and they have also put it to practice in their own homes and experienced the very same things. So if God did it in the past, if He did it for me, we did it for you. Is it His heart? Is it His will? Is it His mind to do it for you? That's what we're going to be talking about today and more. Majorly today, we're going to be speaking especially about false starts. That is to say, when you do, if a marriage does have a separation or a divorce situation, and they have a reason to come back together. Perhaps the spouse who went away has a rethink or has a conscience, and decides to come back home. When he comes back home, is there what's the likelihood that what happened would happen again? The chances are very high that the things that transpired, initially to bring about the separation, are likely to happen again. Those chances are very high. Now, what do we do to close the gap, to close those chances, to ensure that that is not the case? That the likelihood of that happening is very narrow. How do we do that to ensure that that is our experience? That is what we're going to be talking about today. Remember, today, majorly on false starts. So to go straight to the scoop, we would like to say that really, when it comes to false start, it's from our own experience, from the experience we've had, and from the samples we've looked at, and from the people we've shared with and their own experience, we've discovered that to narrow down the chances of us false starts, what we do is prepare ourselves. There's such a thing as preparedness, preparation for homecoming. How do you prepare yourself to receive your spouse back home? How do you prepare yourself to ensure that the things that transpired in the past do not happen again? What tools do you use? What skills do you build upon? What insights do you glean on? What insights should you have? To help you deal um, in your marriage in such a way that when you pinch yourself after the after homecoming, when you pinch yourself, you'll be like they that dreamed. The truth is that God's mind for restoration is a hundredfold restoration. When the enemy steals from you and God designed the way God designed restoration after the enemy has stolen from you, is that the enemy restores a hundredfold. You pinch yourself and be like the day that dreamed. Okay? It will be just as it was with Jesus. If he knew, he would not have crucified the King of Glory. That is my testimony. If the enemy knew what we'll experience today is what will come about after our experience, he would not have crucified the King of Glory. He would not have taken us through that path. Okay, so now that is God's restoration. That is God's kind of restoration. That is his mind, his heart towards us, and the things that in the matters of restoration, in matters of restoring our marriages. Is he still in that business? Is he his desire for you? If he did it for me, if he did it for other people in times past, he's willing and ready to do it for you. If he did it for me, if he did it for my husband, he did it for my children, he's willing and ready to do it for you. Now, that and more is part of all the things we're going to be talking about regarding marriage restoration. We're going to be gleaning, we're going to be sharing from our heart, from the depth of our heart, from our own experiences, not only the experiences from the Bible, from the Word of God, which are the things we held on to during our shaky experience. If we didn't have the Word, we would not have been able to stand, we would not have come away victorious, we would not have come away with the beautiful testimony it is that we have today. Yes, so that we're going to be sharing all of that with you, and more. Please stay with us, and please stay with us as we go on. And thank you for coming along, for coming by on this channel to spend quality time with us. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share with people who you know will be interested in what we're talking about, will be interested, may glean, may have maybe having certain experiences that are similar to the things that we're talking about. Share with them, and be blessed. God bless you.